In the last class we have discussed so many examples of topological spaces. Here also we will discuss few more examples of topological spaces and along with some theorems and corollaries. So first one is co-countable topology. Co-countable topology. In the last class we have seen what is cofinite topology. The similar definition is for co-countable also, that is a subset A of X is said to be co-countable if X minus A is countable, whereas a subset of X is cofinite if X minus A is cofinite. That was the previous definition. Now a subset is co-countable if its complement is countable, and if tau is the collection of all co-countable sets, that is collection of all A subset of X such that A is co-countable along with empty set union phi is a topology on that set X, and this topology is called co-countable topology. So we can easily verify the first three properties of topology, that is first one is X minus X. What is X minus X? That is phi. We know phi is countable, so this X become co-countable. So X belongs to tau. Clearly phi by definition belongs to tau. Now you can verify this union of AI is in tau and finite intersection of AI is also in tau. So this is a topological space on X, and this topology is known as co-countable topology. Now we will see one definition, that is the topology tau1 is said to be weaker or coarser than the topology tau2 on the same set if tau1 contained in tau2, that is tau1 is the smaller set as subsets of the power set. In this case we say that tau2 is the stronger or finer than tau1. Okay, that is you have a set and you have two topologies on X. First one is tau1 and second one is tau2. If tau1 is contained in tau2, then we say that this one is the stronger topology and this one is the weaker topology. For the better understanding, we know indiscrete topology is contained in the discrete topology. Clear? Why? Because indiscrete topology has only two sets, empty set and phi, but this discrete topology has phi, X and every singleton set, etc., and that means power set. So indiscrete topology is the weaker topology and tau2, that is the discrete topology, is the stronger topology. Clearly indiscrete topology is the weakest topology on any set. If you take any other topology, some tau3, clearly tau3 should have X, phi and some other set. So tau1 is clearly contained in tau3. That means tau1 means what? Indiscrete topology. So this is the case if you take any tau4, tau5, etc. If you take any topology, indiscrete topology is contained in every one of them. So indiscrete topology is the weakest topology And what about discrete topology? Clearly, this is contained in phi x singleton sets combination and double sets, etc. Everything, because this is the power set topology on X. And there is no topology which is bigger than this discrete topology. You cannot find a TOFO. Why? Because this contains all the sets that can be obtained from a singleton set, because this is the power set topology or power set P of X. So indiscrete topology is the weakest topology, whereas discrete topology is the strongest topology. But there is no need that two topologies are comparable. For example, if you have X as ABC and I am defining tau1 as some phi x and singleton set A, clearly this is a topology that you can verify, and tau2 I am defining it as phi x and B. You cannot write here tau1 contained in tau2 or tau2 contained in tau1. You cannot write like this, because these are not comparable as subsets of power sets. So these two topologies are uncomparable. That means none of them can be said as strongest or finest, smallest or weaker. Clear? Next we have one theorem. Let X be a set and tau I be an indexed family of topologies on X, and tau equal to intersection of tau I. Tau is the intersection of these collections. Then tau is a topology on X and it is weaker than each tau I, and if U is any topology on X which is weaker than each tau I, then tau is stronger than U. So we can do this part by part proof. First we have collection tau I and tau as the intersection of that collection, that is tau I. First we need to show that, first we want to show that tau is a topology on X. For that we have to prove the three conditions. First one, what is the first condition? We need to show that phi and X belongs to tau. Now phi belongs to tau I for every I, because tau I's are topological spaces. Tau I is a topology, which implies intersection tau I also contains phi, or phi is contained in intersection tau I, because each phi contained in tau I. Now similarly, X belongs to tau I for all I will give you X belongs to intersection tau I. That means phi belongs to tau and X belongs to tau. Now to prove the second part, let AI, I in I, be arbitrary collection of elements of tau, be the members of tau. We want to show that the union of AI is also in tau. Since each AI belongs to tau, AI belongs to tau I for all I. Why? Because tau is the intersection of tau I's. So we have the collection AI, I in I is an arbitrary collection of members of tau I, hence their union belongs to tau I for all I, because tau I is a topological space. Since this belongs to tau I for every I, this union belongs to the intersection also. What is the intersection? Tau. So condition 2 is also satisfied. Next we want to show that the finite intersection is also in tau. For that we can take A1, A2, etc. An be collection of finite elements of tau. Since each element belongs to tau, each of them belongs to where? Tau I, or this collection AI where I runs from 1 to n belongs to tau I, and that is for every I, which will give you intersection I running from 1 to n AIs belongs to tau I for all I. This will give you the intersection AI belongs to the topology tau. Okay, here we can use J, since we have already taken I here. Okay, so the finite intersection also belongs to tau, means that tau is a topology on X. So the first part is very clear, tau is a topology on X. Now we want to show that it is weaker than each tau I. By definition itself, what is tau? Tau is intersection of tau I's. That means what? Tau is contained in tau 1, is contained in tau 2, tau is contained in tau 3, etc. Because tau is the intersection of all these sets, then the by definition of weakest topology, tau is weaker than each tau I's. Clear? Now to prove the last part, if U is any topology on X which is weaker than each tau I, that means what? You have given a topology U which is weaker than each tau I, means U is contained in tau I for all I. Clear? Then clearly U is contained in intersection tau I. But what is intersection tau I? Intersection tau I is nothing but tau. That means tau is stronger than this one. Tau is stronger than U. Clear? That is the last part we need to prove. So summing up, we have a collection of family of topological spaces or topologies on X, then their intersection is also a topology, and that will be the weakest topology comparing to twice. Now we have a corollary. Let X be a set and D a family of subsets of X, then there exists a unique topology tau on X such that it is the smallest topology on X containing D. That means you have given a set X and D, script D is the family of subsets of X. For example, if X is 1, 2, 3 and what is D? D is a family of subsets of X. So can be of this form. Some 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, etc. Family of subsets of X. then there exists a topology tau on X such that it is the smallest topology on X containing D. That means what? We have to show that there exists a smallest topology tau on X such that D is contained in tau. So if you have given any family of subsets, you have to find, or you have a topology, smallest topology containing that set. D need not be topology. It is very clear from here. This is not a topology. Why this is not a topology? It has X but it does not contain phi. Phi is not in this member. But you can make, or you can find a topology which contains this D. And this topology is, of course, there exists a smallest topology. Now we can prove that result. Proof. Consider the collection of all topologies on X containing D. So we are considering collection of all topologies on X which contains D. So there may be so many topologies like tau 1, D is contained in some tau 2, etc., tau n, etc. And this collection is non-empty because discrete topology clearly contains D. Clear? Because discrete topology has every sets of X as a subsets, power set of X. This is the power set topology. So every subset of X is contained in P of X, or discrete topology. So D is always contained in this topology, and this collection has at least one element, that is the discrete topology. Now by the last theorem we can prove this result. Let tau be the intersection of members of this collection. So I am taking this collection as some F, then each tau I is belongs to that collection F. Then clearly this is a topology on X. That is the last theorem. That is by last theorem. And every member of the collection contains D. That's very true. Every member of this collection has D in it. That means the intersection also contains D. That is, D is contained in this topology. Now we need to show that this is the smallest topology. For that, if possible, let U be any other topology such that D is contained in U. But since D is contained in U, U should be in where? F. Because we have taken all topologies which contains D. So clearly this U belongs to this collection. But what is tau? Tau is the intersection of this collection. Hence, tau is contained in U. That means tau is the smallest topology containing D. Clear? And What about the uniqueness? Uniqueness is very clear from this definition because tau is taken as the intersection of toi's. And this topology, tau is said to be generated by D. This is generated by D. Now we can move on to more examples of topological spaces. First one, usual topology on R or any Euclidean space. And this topology is defined as the topology induced by Euclidean metric. This is induced by Euclidean metric. And with this metric, we are considering here are open balls are open intervals. Open balls are open intervals. Okay. And what about unbounded open intervals? Unbounded open intervals can be expressed as union of bounded open intervals. Therefore, all bounded and unbounded open intervals are open. Open intervals are open in this usual topology. That is, all open intervals in R are open set. All open intervals are open sets in this topology. Now we can, this is very trivial, and we can go to another example. Example number 2, semi-open interval topology. Semi-open interval topology. A subset U is said to be open in this topology if for every x in U there exists a number r greater than 0 such that the semi-open interval closed x plus r open is contained in U. We have already seen the definition of an open set, but here in semi-open interval topology, a set is said to be open if for every member of that set there exists a number such that semi-open interval is contained in U. There is not necessary AB is contained. You have to get an open interval AB contained in U like that. We just need the semi-open interval contained in U. That means if you are taking tau as the collection of all subsets of R such that for all x in U there exists an R greater than 0 such that closed x open x plus R is contained in U is a topology on R, and this topology is called semi-open interval topology. That we can easily prove from the definition itself. It is very clear that x and phi should be in tau. There is nothing to prove. It is very trivial. Now let X belongs to union Ui, I in I. X belongs to union implies what? X belongs to Ui for some I. Union, member of union implies it belongs to some element, maybe more than one, but clearly it belongs to some Ui. Now X belongs to Ui and Ui open implies what? There exists R such that X plus R is contained in Ui for this I, which will give you X plus R contained in union Ui, where I in I. But this belongs to tau. How? Because for every X you take this as U. For every X in U, you have got an R greater than 0 such that X plus R is contained in U. That means U belongs to tau. That is the definition. Let X belongs to intersection Ui, which implies X belongs to Ui for every I, that is closed X plus R, open X plus R is contained in Ui for every I. Here we can choose R as the minimum of these Rn's, R1 etc. Rn. Then clearly X plus R is contained in Ui for every I. This is not R, this is Ri. Okay, that means X plus R1 contained in U1, you have one R1. Similarly, you have one R2 greater than 0 such that X plus R2 contained in U2 etc. And you choose R as the minimum of these R1 etc. Rn. Then X plus R is obviously or clearly contained in Ui for all I. That means what? X plus R is contained in intersection Ui, where I equal to that finite intersection, I equal to 1 to n. That means this belongs to tau. So tau is closed under finite intersection, hence tau is a topology on X or R, and this topology is called the semi-open interval topology. Now can you say which one is stronger? Usual topology on R or semi-open interval topology on R? Which one is stronger? When do you say a topology? Okay, you can take this as tau1 and this as tau2. When do you say that a topology is stronger? We say that tau1 is weaker if tau1 is contained in tau2, or we say that tau2 is stronger. Now in this case, consider open interval AB be an arbitrary open interval in R. So these are the members of tau1 because open sets in usual topology are open intervals. So this belongs to tau1. Or every member of tau1 will be of this form, union of these members etc. That we can discuss when we go to the sections bases and sub-bases. Now consider this interval AB. You take any x in AB. So x will be somewhere here. Now we can choose R such that R is less than minimum of mod x minus A comma mod x minus B. So this is mod x minus A, this is x minus A distance, and this one is x minus B, mod x minus B. So we are choosing R as minimum of these two, and R is less than minimum of these. That means you are getting R as only this much. In this case, this is your R. Okay. So clearly x plus R is contained in AB. It cannot go out of AB because we have chosen R minimum of these two lengths, this one and this one. If the interval is like this, and if we have taken x as this point, we are taking R as this one, this distance. So what is x plus R? This is x, this point is x, and this is x plus R. Okay, so that is clearly contained in AB. So you call this as U. That means what? For every x in U, there exists R greater than 0 such that x plus R is contained in U. That means U belongs to tau 2. What is U? AB belongs to tau 2. That means every member of tau 1 is in tau 2. That means what? Tau 2 is stronger because every member of tau 1 is contained in tau 2. So semi-open interval topology on R is the strongest topology as compared to usual topology on R. Now we will discuss one more topology on R, that is tau 3. Tau 1 we have taken as usual topology, tau 2 is semi-open interval topology, and tau 3 as set of all R phi union intervals of the form A infinity where A belongs to R. Clearly this is a topology on R that you need to verify. I am giving it as an assignment. So you can easily verify this is a topology on R. And what about comparing this with tau 1 and tau 2? This topology is weaker. Tau 3 is weaker than the usual topology on R because every member of this is in tau 1, but the converse need not be true. Every member of tau 1 is not present here because if you take this element AB, this is in tau 1 but it is not a member of tau 3. But every member of tau 3 is in tau 1. So this is a weaker topology than the usual topology. So tau 3 is contained in tau 1 and that is contained in semi-open interval topology tau 2. Okay, so you have three topologies on the same set. One is contained in the other and that is contained in the other also. Now we will see one more definition or one more example of a topological space, that is Sierpinski topology. Sierpinski topology. Let X be the set AB where A is not equal to B. That means X is a non-empty set with two distinct elements, then tau defined by phi X and a singleton set, any one of them, either A or B. Here we are taking it as A. This is a topology on X, and this topology is called the Sierpinski topology. And this is an example of a topology which is not metrizable. In fact, it is the smallest topology on a set which is not metrizable. So that is Sierpinski topology. Next class we will discuss bases and sub-bases of a topological space. Okay.